a lot of time they know that they're in problem, that they just cannot stop. Basically the behavior have become destructive, basically affect whole domain of their life. Okay. Okay, so we look at the DSM for diagnostic criteria. Okay, you need 5 or more of the criteria, 5 out of the 10. Okay, first one is preoccupation. Means the person is very preoccupied with the gambling activities. Can means that they keep thinking about the games that they have, or they keep thinking about when should I go for gambling, where do I get the money. Okay, so basically the thoughts are very preoccupied by gambling. Tolerance, if you know about alcohol tolerance, it means you need to drink more and more to get the same effect. So for gambling, it's the same as well. Find that they actually need to bet more and more and more to get the same whatever effect they are looking for, whether it's for the thrill or whether it's for the escape. So some of them would say to us that I've gambled so much that now if I have only have small amount of money, I feel that it's not worth going in at all. Okay, it just doesn't do it for them anymore. Loss of control. This is when they actually gamble more than what they intended to. Some of them want to control their gambling. They might say that, okay, I want to stop gambling, but they want to cut down, but somehow they find that they keep going back to the old habits. Okay, withdrawal. Very funny. When they stop gambling for whatever reason, whether it's because they have no money or whether the family is controlling them, they actually describe restlessness. They can't sleep. They just feel different. Just like some alcoholic who cannot have his alcohol drink. Okay, they actually describe all these withdrawal symptoms. Okay, despite them not having any chemical in their body to withdraw from. Okay, escape. What it means is some of them actually gamble to escape from negative emotion. It can be boredom, it can be depression, it can be anxiety. Okay, or some of them they would say that normally they will gamble, but when they encounter any stressful event, they will gamble even more. Chasing is also another thing that we often see in gambler. What they do is when they lose money, they feel that, hey, that's my money, I need to go back and get it. So they actually go back, gamble more with the hope of trying to win back the money. So that's what we mean by chasing. There's a lot of cover up or lying, okay? Because if you go to casino, you spend a lot of time there, you need to explain to your family where have you been, right? So a lot of time, there's a lot of lies. Most of the time when the family come to see us, they will actually say that he's a liar. Okay. Illegal acts. Some of them were so deep into financial problem that they actually have to commit illegal acts to fund their gambling. Embezzlement from the family, embezzlement from the company, small theft. And with the casino opening, we are seeing more of those casino-related crime as well. We might see a housewife who try to steal the chips. Some of them, after the result announced already at the roulette, they try to place the bets, or some try to enter illegally using someone else's ID. Okay. Minimize social consequences, like what Dr. Lee have mentioned. Basically a whole host, whether it affect their work, their study, or their families. And number 10 is bailouts. That means a lot of times they rely on family or friends to relieve their financial issue. So these are the 10 diagnostic criteria. Okay, so I'm just going to talk about the three phases of gambling addiction. They don't straight away become a gambling addict. Usually go through phases, and you might see them at different phases of their gambling problem. A lot of the gamblers, when we ask them how they begin gambling, right, they will actually tell us about the initial state where they actually have the big wins. It's like the honeymoon. And then when they have the big win, somehow they feel that, hey, I'm really good at this. With the big win, they can spend the money being generous towards the family. They really feel good about it. Okay, so once they win big, right, they actually start to gamble more and actually start to place bigger bets. They will start to think more about the winnings and actually minimize the losses. Okay, And you'll find that they will start to actually be more preoccupied with the gambling and start to withdraw from their normal activities. But of course, none of them will seek help at this stage. Okay. Okay. But all good things come to an end, right? They cannot keep winning. Okay. Otherwise, how can MBS or IR earn so much money, right? So they will go into this losing streak eventually, where they lose more and have larger losses. But most of the time, they would attribute all these losses to external factors. Either it's luck, and then sometimes they say that common one is I don't have enough money. I've calculated the probability. If I have this amount of money, I would have won. Okay, it's because I have not enough money. That's why I lost. And they're convinced that they still have the skill to win. They're convinced that they have studied the game, that they know how to do it. So at this stage, they will continue to gamble in order to recuperate the losses. And the argument is, I can't always lose. And for them to stop gambling at this stage is quite frightening. What if the next bet is the winning bet? So they start to wager money that they can't afford to lose. Even money that is for their household expenses, children education, things like that. So financial problem become more apparent at this stage, and this is the state where they start to borrow money from various people. Some even commit illegal acts. Okay. But at this stage, most of the time, they still feel that the problem can be resolved. So a lot of time, they still don't come for help. They're still covering up their acts. Desperation phase. This is the phase that they actually come to see us for help. This is when they almost lost everything already. We call it hit rock bottom. That means they basically have problem in all domains of their life. You name it, actually. Work, they cannot concentrate because they're so preoccupied with the gambling and the debts. Relationship, a lot of time, the spouse will have threatened divorce. They've borrowed so much money from friends and family that they are not welcome anymore. And frequently by this stage, they are quite depressed. Some have suicidal thoughts or even attempted suicide. Okay. So this is the stage that they will come for help. Okay. Dr. Lee have already discussed about these different consequences of gambling disorder. Okay, so that's all I have to say. Maybe I'll pass on to Dr. Lee to talk about how do we screen for gambling disorder.